Edge? I don't know what to say.
Bob!
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sorry, dude. These guys tricked me into going to listen to voice. I'm sorry, dude. Bob Marsdale, you're a comedian?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for calling us, dude. You're funny. I checked out your half hour headlining gig at the Taj, dude. You're really fucking great.
Oh, dude, you're my best friend. I love you. Thank you. That's great.
I was mentioning earlier.
I need you to tell my wife that. Can you come over to the house? She doesn't think I'm funny as shit at all.
She doesn't. She doesn't.
No, she's annoyed as shit. Very upset with me. No,
Oh man, dude, you're funny. You look a little like Bruce Willis, man.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm like fighting off bitches with a stick on stage. You should see it, man. It's like, yeah. I shaved my head probably like 15 years ago.
I was gonna ask, when did you start losing it? Because I'm trying to hold on to mine.
I think I was like 11. It was chasing the mosquito truck in my backyard. You know, when I was growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Right. It just got bad after that.
I'm just starting to lose it
20s,
now.
I guess.
I started in my, I guess, late 20s, and I'm trying
20s.
to hold it. I'm trying to like just comb it a certain
man,
way.
Mine's gonna be gone in like 3 or 4 years tops. It's not gonna be there anymore.
I had a friend Joe, and yeah, once he started losing it, he bicked it. He just fucking straight razored it every day.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
Yeah. How long you been doing comedy for, man?
I guess coming up on like 8 years. I kind of started late in my life, you know, and it was something I always wanted to do growing up. And I got married, had kids, and it kind of needed a job. And it's like my kids basically stole my dream, is what I'm telling you.
They do that. They do that. That's what they do. They're animals, those people.
No, I love my kids, but I started. My wife actually put me in a comedy contest like 8 years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, "You did what?" You know, because people are always like telling you, oh, you're funny and shit. So I'm like, I'm not doing this. He's like, yes, you are. And
Wow.
like everybody kind of chimed in and breaking my balls to be in this thing. So I did it, and it was probably like I don't know, maybe like 20 guys. You know, like it was kind of like basically, now because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. The guy had us doing 20 minutes, which is like an eternity, really.
Yeah.
Doing comedy, right?
That,
so
it is.
First time out, I'm doing 20 minutes, and there's probably like 10 people on the show. The thing went on forever, and anyway, long story short, I won it, and I met a couple of pretty cool guys that are doing comedy now, and they encouraged me to go down to Helium in Philadelphia, and got hooked up. There was like a workshop, and the guy that was running the workshop is this guy Brad Trackman, who's a national headliner. I mean, he does the casinos, Borgata, and everything, and I don't know, the guy kind of like took an interest in me and, thought I was good and really helped me and opened up some doors and got me some auditions and, it's like a process. You just kind of have to get out there and do your thing and you kind of get the ball rolling for me. So it's been, I've been progressing and, having fun. I mean, I'm not looking to be a big star. I'm just happy, get 300 or 400 people, make them laugh. It's pretty cool, So.
That's cool. I feel you have an advantage starting later too because you're more comfortable in your own skin. Like you kind of know who you are later in life.
Yeah, and you have
earlier,
like more experience.
Yeah,
and stuff
you're
like
just
that.
trying. I feel like in your 20s you're just trying to impress people. Like
yeah. You're probably right about it. There's actually one of my good buddies who's this guy Joey Callahan he does like the casino circuit and all. Said the same thing. It's like you have a lot of life experiences to draw from.
Yeah.
A lot of what I talk about on stage, it's I just talk about shit that's happened to me, my life, my kids growing up, being married.
And nobody can steal that. Nobody can steal that. Nobody can duplicate that.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, you guys know a little bit about comedy, right? So you don't want to really, steal anybody's material. So when you own it, it comes off, coming up. I guess I had one of my comedian buddies was like, it's just like talking about the truth. So when I started doing, when you do that, it's like, it's real and people can relate to it and people go through the same stuff, so it's.
Yeah, that's a lot of times you realize that's the story you connect with.
All the best comedians have like their own persona. They're not trying to imitate anybody. They're just being themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my persona is I'm not getting laid. That's my persona. And I talk about that for like a half an hour.
I was thinking this earlier too. We were talking to somebody else. I don't know who it was, but the idea that struck me that like the best comedians are really the ones too where you can like relate to them in a way where it's like, oh, I am normal. That guy's been through shit similar.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no.
how many kids you got, Bob?
I've got 4 kids. 4 kids.
I got 3. I got 3 sons.
I was listening earlier. You got 3 boys, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You dodged the bullet. You don't have any girls. That's not a lot of fun. I mean,
Dude.
I love my daughters and everything, but it's like, you start thinking about all the shit you did in high school and college, and it's like now these motherfuckers are showing up at your house.
You got to be overly protective, right? Like you got to be just on the defense.
Yeah, I'm like overly, but it's funny. Like they kind of think like they're getting over on you. It's like you're just looking at this kid like you don't know shit. It's like it's kind of comical actually, but they're getting a little bit older now. They're like my one daughter's 25. She's 26, and my other one's 23. So
They're calming down.
Yeah, I've given up. So it's all right. I got my one son. I still have a little bit of control of him. He's 19. He just started college. He was class clown last year, which at his high school.
I was
like,
I was in my senior year.
Yeah, right. That's like coming home with a perfect SAT score. That's
right.
Like, I was thrilled about that.
I was a D student, but that's really cool. I'm the class clown.
Yeah, that's the best, man.
What about you, Pete?
Actually, he did he did a stand up a couple times himself, so he's actually pretty funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, he did. He was down to Helium too, so I basically kind of schooled him. It's like, don't be doing a bunch of dick jokes, cause talking about what it's like to be 19. And he really did. Yeah, he did really well. I was pretty proud of him.
That's cool. Pete, what were you in the yearbook?
Oh man, I was the. Actually, I didn't really. I slept through high school.
I think you'd be like the shifty guy in the bushes.
The shifty guy.
What were you, Slim?
The shifty guy in the bushes.
Oh, okay. I remember my friend Danny was so mad that I got class clown. He's like, I wanted that shit. I'm the funny one. He was so pissed off, dude.
No, man, I slept through most of high school. I just simply wasn't interested.
I was
in it.
not popular or even noticed until like junior year, and then I was just everyone's like, Rob's the funniest fucking dude. Rob's the funniest dude. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah, same here.
You there, Bob?
I'm listening.
All right, I didn't know if
Same
you're just
here.
like, fuck these guys, I'm hanging up. Who are your biggest like influences comedically?
You know, it's I mean, when I was growing, you're gonna laugh. I mean, because I'm older, right? I mean, it was like Bill Cosby.
No, that's
No,
dude. He was
good.
funny. He was fucking great in his heyday.
Like my mom and dad used to have albums, and they would play them in the house, and then it was like George Carlin,
Yeah,
and
Carlin.
They loved him, and then it's like as I got to be like a young, got to be like a teenager, everything was like Eddie Murphy was kind of my favorite, Richard Pryor, those guys. Now it's like I really kind of admire Louis C.K.'s like kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the new guys. Yeah,
What
he
about
is.
Jimmy Norton?
Jim Norton's funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I almost had a chance to open up for him. I do a lot of work at the Comedy Cabaret in Bucks County, which is up in Doylestown, and he's there a few times a year, and I always seem to miss opening for him. So a bunch of my friends are. He's a great guy. Funny as shit, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of people there's people that don't even know who he is though, and I'm surprised.
But that goes for a lot of comedians. There's like people we've had on the show that are just huge. Like, who is it? Bob Phillips
Right.
from the Midwest. Like, I'm like, dude, I checked him out. Like, he's funny. I'm like, why didn't I ever hear of this guy?
Or even like John Peasy, apparently like
Yeah,
huge.
he's a huge ventriloquist around from the 80s almost, like the late or the 90s. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I've worked with him. He's pretty good.
Dude.
very
he's
funny.
great.
I worked with him at Parks Casino. The guy was hysterical.
yeah, man. It's like, how did I never hear? I get mad at myself because I've always been into comedians, and like, it's like, how did I never fucking hear you?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are on the road and, they're doing clubs or they're doing a lot of private corporate stuff and
Yeah.
making a good living. Guys are working cruise ships. I mean, they're not necessarily on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
This guy I know, Taylor Mason, I mean, he won Star Search back in the '90s, and yeah, he does clubs, but his job is he's writing for Disney, and he's on Disney cruises, and he makes a great living doing that. You know, he might actually like drop into a club to try to sharpen up his act a little bit, or maybe he's working on some new material. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that are flying under the radar.
I think that's how like Ray Romano got noticed, was like Star Search.
Yeah.
That's like we had Kevin Israel in last week, and he was talking about Vic DiBitetto, and me and Pete looked it up. That dude's been doing comedy since like '81.
Really?
For 30 years, and like nobody knew who he was until like 2012 because of that YouTube video that he did.
Until my friend
that same here. That's the first time I saw that guy. It's a great video, but yeah, I didn't realize he was around
and he's
that
got
long.
like better videos than the one he
I'm
got.
sure.
Like, there's he does some funny shit.
I'm sure he does, man.
That one he does, he's going around his house with the you know, all the shit, all the leaves and everything.
Yeah.
That cracks me the hell up too.
He's a real dude too. You can tell,
he's
legit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's Kevin Israel's very funny. You know, I know him a little bit. He's a funny guy.
Dude, he's great. He's like like a real dude. Like he's awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you located, Bob?
Where am I located?
Yeah, are you in Philly?
Yeah, I'm like in the Philly market. I actually live in South Jersey in Medford.
Okay, yeah, I used to go to Rowan. I went for a semester and failed out. I got a 0.0.
That's good, right?
Is that like good? Like it's kind of an accomplishment in itself. Like you did that bad. You got a 0.0. You never went to a fucking class.
I mean, if you're gonna fuck up, you might as well do it right.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Go all the fucking way. Nice, dude. Yeah, we'll have to have you on sometime. We're going on our summer break in like a week, but when we come back, dude, if you want to come in live, I'd love to have you in, dude.
I'd love to do it, man. You guys are you're funny.
Cool.
I've been listening to the show. It's a great show, so I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, man. No problem. I appreciate you coming on. I was laughing too, like when I first messaged you to do the interview, I think you thought I was like another buddy of yours, like another Rob, and I was like, no.
Yeah, there's a guy, and of course, you know, I have ADD. I can't remember his last name now. But one of the guys I've done comedy with, he was doing a podcast. He's out of Helium, and I thought you were him.
Oh, okay.
So Rob DeSantis, that's who it is. Rob DeSantis, who's a comedian, very funny guy.
Cool.
But I thought you were him. So I don't know.
Yeah, it happens, man. Yeah, shit. Yeah. Oh, when you called on with the voicemail, did you change the voicemail, Slim, or is it the same one?
It's the same one.
Bob said that was really funny. Like, did you just think like, oh, this dude just gave up? He tried, he just didn't give a shit, man. Like, I think it's great. I think it's just comedy gold for that. My girlfriend got so pissed at it when she heard it, but I think it's fucking funny, man. He's like, yeah, we will only, I don't know. I don't know.
It did sound great in the beginning. I was like, oh, it's really good.
You started strong, bro. And another show called us a few weeks ago, and they said the same thing. They said, that's the worst fucking voice greeting ever. Oh, man.
Part of the joke.
It is. I like to keep it around. I like that it's not even like the time anymore. I was gonna say that too. Like, we used to do the show. What do we do now? We do guests 7 to 10.
Yeah.
We used to do our show 7 to 10, and like it just wasn't enough. I'm like, we need more guests. We need more time to bullshit, and we just finally went to like 5:30 to 10, and like that was a perfect time. We just got that down, bro. Mm-hmm. Bob, where can everybody find you?
On Twitter, Bob Marsdale. On Facebook, you can look me up at Bob Marsdale. I'm actually just doing a website. It's Bob Marsdale Comedy, which is down right now. So
cool. Oh, it's
usually like when I'm doing shows, I typically I'll throw up 4 or 5 shows in a block, and then just put them up on Facebook, or I'll tweet them out or whatever.
Cool. And do you have a YouTube?
Yeah, actually my son runs that. But like if you Google me or go on and just search me on YouTube, there's a bunch of stuff that pops up. Different stuff at Helium. Some of it's kind of old, you know,
Yeah.
when I started out. But
because that video,
actually,
dude,
the
that
one
was
I sent
really.
you guys at the Taj. I haven't even really put up that yet. That was like a private link.
It was really nicely put together, man. It had your name on there, and like it was just it was real professional.
Yeah, well, it's funny. My son, I own a DJ company up in. That's kind of like I started like emceeing and being in front, but I have a DJ company outside of Philly. So now that my kids are older, they're involved with that, and then my son's in the film business, so he's a video producer. So he's like the video guy for Helium now.
Oh,
so
cool.
They were looking for a guy, and I just, you know, I gave him. It was my buddy Brad, and they just started using him. So he does that, like when guys, they'll do like a showcase, and he'll go in and film like guys that are just starting out. They'll do like 5 minutes, so he'll do their 5 minutes for them.
Nice.
So they'll have like maybe 15, 20 guys over at Helium. They'll do like a private show.
Wow.
And then the guys get to keep it, and a lot of it's like when you're doing comedy, watching yourself, listening to yourself on tape and so forth, and it's kind of helping those guys out. And a lot of those guys do that workshop, over and over again. So
yeah.
But he shot that for me.
Nice, dude. Were you in Creed? I saw that at the beginning of the show.
Well, I was there, motherfucker. I got the chance.
Did they cut you out of it?
It was yes. I sent my headshot over, and I got picked. I guess there wasn't too many middle-aged bald guys, fitting the bill. So I was taking a crowd shot, and it was actually like a very fascinating thing to be part of, because I'd never been in any kind of film before. But it was shot over in Chester, Pennsylvania. There's a big studio over there, so they had a couple of hundred people were in the crowd around the rink, and it was all green screen. It was probably 60, 70 feet. It was like an airplane hangar, and so they were kind of moving us around. But I was behind when he was fighting the guy from England. So they was like a big stadium or outdoor stadium. So I guess they used whatever the computer generation to kind of make the crowd appear larger. But I was right behind the guy that he was fighting in his corner. And I freeze framed the whole goddamn movie, and I did not see my ass in the movie. I must have got cut out. But I got to tell you the funniest damn story, man. My mom's like 76 years old, and she comes home. She's all proud of herself. She's like, Bobby, I got you the DVD of Creed so you can watch yourself. The movie, dude, was only out for about 3 days, and I got the DVD, and I got Mom, like, I think that might be pirate. I don't think so. My friend gave it to me, and it's like magic marker on the top of the DVD, Creed, and I got this, and I was like, Mom, like, you're gonna be doing time for this. So, but I still watched the damn DVD anyway. I was still trying to. That's why I was like freeze frame. But no, I got cut. But it was a pretty cool experience. A lot of people are like actually do. I think that's like their job is they're extras in movies.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a story like this. I might have been telling one of you guys like. This one guy was like all proud. He's rattling off all these movies, and he's like, remember in Saw 3 when a guy got his head cut off? That was my neck. That's my neck right there. Like his cinematic moment. It was like the funniest thing. But they asked me to come back like a couple of days because there's a lot of sitting around. I was like, well, got to see Stallone, Michael B. Jordan, and it was very cool. But,
that's cool. I was gonna ask if you met him.
I didn't meet them. They were like, militant about this. You're not going to be taking selfies with Sly,
Yeah, I was going to say, we talked to somebody once, and they said they couldn't even make eye contact with, like, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
On a set.
No, Stallone was cool. Like, somebody, somebody yells at you, yo, Adrian, it wasn't me, Which I would have thought of it. So he grabs the mic and he starts rattling on. He starts doing the Rocky speech about when you get knocked down, you're gonna move forward, and we're all been like there for 3 hours. We're all like going berserk. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's cool, dude.
But I was saying to myself, I was like watching him over there. I'm like, hey man, man, he looks like shit, man. I was like, look at, and then I go see the movie and he had cancer, so I felt really bad. So it was like all makeup and everything. I'm like, man, he looks like he's dying. I didn't know the storyline at that point. So.
Oh man. Oh, that's great. Have you ever pissed anyone in the audience off, Bob, with a joke?
Have I ever pissed anybody off? Yes, I have. But it kind of, I think, what was I don't know if I might have been, I think I was hosting that night, and this friend of mine, Simply D, we were in Philly at the Comedy Cabaret, and yeah, that's what I was hosting, and this guy was just like, he was miserable. I mean, the whole place was like laughing, and he had this face on, you know, and I made like, I think I said something, he's like, reminding me of my crazy uncle at Thanksgiving or something like that, and he's like, you know, I'm not part of the show. I'm not part of the show. I'm like, dude, you know, fucking relax. And it's like, but he sat there, you know, for an hour and a half with his face on, and then of course, like you know, you kind of like as the host, you kind of open the door, so it was like freaking fresh meat with a bunch of, you know, sharks in there, so everybody was kind of, you know, nudging the guy a little bit. So I started it, but at the end of the night, this guy, the headliner, said something to him. He gets up and he literally, like, because I used to work, you know, when I was a younger guy, I used to like bounce in bars, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm sitting on the side by the door, and I'm watching this guy, and I just like his body language is like, something is going to go down right now, right? And he gets out of his chair. And I go to get up, and that fast, he goes up. He's going after the headliner now on the stage. And next thing, he just like hits him with a right and just drops him. The headliner hit the guy that came out of the stage. Right?
Wow.
So like I was like, so that now he's like getting all pissed off, like he's gonna press charges for getting punched in the face. I'm like, dude, you just attacked him. It was pretty early on in my career.
Wow.
I was like, dude, you just attacked. I'm like, so now I'm like worried about the club owner because like I'm not really working many clubs. I'm like, if they close this club down, I got nowhere to do stand up. So I'm like, you know, I'm not giving a fuck about it. I'm worried about myself. I was, but no, but so like I'm like, dude, you got to get out of here. I mean, you know, you're gonna get arrested, but yeah. So I wasn't the one that ultimately pissed him off, but I started the whole thing. So
that's all that counts.
I know, man. Oh, it was beautiful.
Wow. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for talking to us, dude. We're going to wrap this up, but thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Anytime, give me a call, all right?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Take care, Bob.
Have a good night.
Later, bro. You too.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Wow.
He was cool.
Let's hear this